Hey guys, it's so great to see you. I'm Terry. Let's do some readings, shall we? Yes. Now I can't quite see the feed yet. Hi Susan. Okay, I'm starting to see the feed. So here's a challenge that I get. Hey! Oh my gosh, hey Joy, so nice to see you. Hi you guys, this is so great. So you'll have to forgive me for two things. One, butchering your name. I apologize if I end up butchering your name. Please know that I'm not trying to purposely butcher your name. And secondly, the feed on the phone, it just kind of like, it goes slow. So I'm going to try and keep up with you guys. So just bear with me. So I'm doing readings tonight. That's what we're doing tonight. So if you have questions, please feel free to ask them in the comment section. But here's the thing, you guys, they have to be very specific questions. So questions like, what is my life purpose? I'm not going to be able to answer tonight, okay? So and that's something more long-term that we need to delve and dive into. So it's just really, that's the ice machine. That's the cockatoo going. So you guys get the whole zoo tonight. But just know that I will only be answering very specific questions, okay, you guys? Because there are like a lot more of you than there are of me. So, let's do this thing, shall we? Hi, you guys. Hey, Christina. So good to see you guys. I don't see any questions posted just yet. Here we go. Ooh, I'd love to know if I should invest in a mic or vocal course. What's a mic course? Is that like a microphone course? Okay, I'm gonna go with vocal course. A mic or vocal. You mean for like voiceover? Because I'm feeling like if it's voiceover, that's something you should definitely try. If that's what you mean, then I'm gonna say a firm yes, because I keep feeling voiceover work. It does feel to me like you may think you're just going in for commercials, but it might actually be for animation work and video games as well. So for me, it's a firm yes. Good luck with that. Let me know how that works out for you. Let's see, are there any other questions? That was our first question. I'm not seeing any questions. Hi, Spencer. Hey, Justin. So nice to see you guys. Hey, Alicia. Nice to see you guys. Let's see. Buy microphone or vocal classes. I'm still getting voiceover work for you. So I'm feeling like you should be doing some voiceover work. I guess that would mean you'd have to buy a microphone, right? I mean, that information actually is not coming through. I know you're looking for that answer, but what's coming through is actually the whole idea of voiceover work. Like I feel like that's an avenue for another stream of income that you could do. And who couldn't use another income or another stream of income, right? Okay, I hope that helps. I really hope that helps. Okay, there seems to be a pause here. Where are the questions? How come they're not coming up? Nobody has questions? Okay. RN Kara, is a new position nursing job coming for me? Okay, new position. Hold on, okay. New position. You guys, this is awesome now when they're coming in. Is a new position coming for me? Let me take a little look. Something doesn't feel, Something has to close out about where you are right now before you can get onto or into another position. It feels like right now there's some sort of battle, okay? I feel like there's some sort of deception going on. I hope you understand this. I don't know if you know what's going on behind the scenes. There's some sneakiness or whatnot, but I feel like you need to deal with this first before you move on to something else. There's something about having to close this position where you're at before a new position can come. So to actually answer your question, I don't have a firm yes and I don't have a firm no, and I don't want to say something to you just because you want to hear it. But something has to close out. You have to come to a completion with where you're at right now. So that might mean, and I feel like there's a lot of paperwork, like maybe something got lost along the way or information is not being fully divulged. So there's some sort of sneakiness or shadiness behind the scenes. I'm not saying you're the one doing it by any means, but there's something that is sort of like behind the scenes, that's shady, that needs to be revealed and come out first before you can move on to another position. So hopefully that helps. You'll have to let me know if that comes to light. Thank you so much. Okay, AG 1989. Should I look for a more natural remedy for fibroid removal or go through the surgery? Well, I'm always going to be biased towards try everything before surgery. Not that I'm against Western medicine at all. Like, I am not one of these people that will say, just love and light your way through this situation. No. Let me look at a card for that because I'm not getting anything for that. I do feel there's something about this being not as serious as you're being told, though. So you might be being pushed towards getting or having the surgery, but something is telling me that if you're not in pain or physical discomfort, there's no rush to get the surgery. That's the information that's coming to me. It is also about really double checking your doctor too. That's the information. I'm not a medical doctor. I don't make medical diagnoses. So, you do what you need to do with this information. I just give you potentials and possibilities. But I got to tell you, I'm not sure I like your doctor. So if you're also second guessing what your doctor is telling you, you may need a second opinion because that's what's coming through. I don't feel like you have enough information to make the decision whether you should be doing it. Try alternative versus Western. But you should always do complementary. So, look, I'm going to recommend watching Dr. Joe Dispenza. Get the book, get the audio, Supernatural. He's all about healing the body, your body, my body, all of our bodies. We have natural pharmacies. So we can clear up a lot of our own stuff, but it does take a lot of commitment. It takes a lot of time because we're 3D physical beings, even though we're also made up of energy. And density takes longer to move through space because of time. So I'm going to say that you can definitely get a second opinion. That's the information that's coming out. Check out Dr. Joe Dispenza and see if you can't find any more information that way. All right? Thanks for asking your question. Susan says, love your energy, Terry. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that compliment. Thank you for your support. Christina, hey, Terry, I have a lot of changes right now in my career and moving. Anything with that? Let me take a look. I don't know where you're moving to, but I feel like you're not staying. And I know that sounds weird, but it almost feels like not even local. Like you're not even staying local. For me, local is like in Los Angeles. I feel like you may be moving, I want to say out of state, upstate, or not too far, but not local. That's what I feel like is going to be happening. In terms of career, it feels like you're being halted right now. Well, I mean, a lot of us are being halted right now, right? Yeah, you are supposed to actually be taking this time right now to sit with this. And I feel like you've been more in anxiety, panic mode versus real sitting and figuring like, what should I do? And listening for more intuitive guidance. It feels like your overactive brain, which is a sign of intelligence. So by no means is it a bad thing to be so cerebral, but I almost feel like you can't tap into your intuition because you're so in survival mode, which is totally normal, totally natural. It's the blueprint of a human being to be in that place. But in terms of changes and all of that, I feel like you will be moving, so I don't feel like you're staying. I feel like you will be continue doing what you're doing for a while. I don't think there's going to be that much of a change, but there's not necessarily a change in what you're doing, how you earn an income, but I feel like you're not going to be doing it where you currently are. So, you know, something you might want to think about. I don't know how you feel about this, but I know that you are a hairdresser. You're my hairdresser tonight. What do you think? Does it look okay? It looks decent. Do I get your approval? You may want to look into creating some sort of like training videos and maybe supplement income that way. I've been getting for the collective, for a lot of people, more than one stream of income. So I don't feel like we're going to be for very much longer. We'll start seeing this in the next few years or so, different streams of income for us. So we may not have that traditional 9-to-5 type scenario, even though I know with hairdressing, it's not 9 to 5. But you may want to think of getting another stream of income, which might be creating some sort of tutorial video or something as a supplement. And that's how you can start making shifts and changes. So that's kind of what's coming up. But the first thing I would do is I would say, and it's a lot easier for me than for you to do, so I get it. You have my compassion. I understand. I really do get it. It's for you to be in the stillness, collect yourself, because right now, you being so scattered and not really knowing what to do is actually not allowing you to tap into that tuition to hear what are the breadcrumbs of my soul for me to make the next move. All right? All right, my dear? I hope that helps. Spencer, what do you think I should get my brother for his birthday? Get him a tie. I'm kidding. Although I will say, I feel like a shirt might be nice. Like a polo, though, not just like any kind of shirt. I feel like it should have, what are those things? Collars. It should have a collar, but it doesn't have to be like a work shirt. It feels like, and for some reason the color green is showing up, so get him something green. I don't know if that's his favorite color. I don't know, maybe he just needs more what is it, cowbell in the heart? Needs more cowbell. That joke may not have translated very well. But anyways, he may need more heart chakra work done on that. That's why possibly the color green is showing up. So there's a lot happening in my apartment right now, which is like crazy. All these like things are moving around. So there's a lot of energy happening right now. All right, Spencer, I hope that helps. Silly question, silly answer. Thank you. Here we go. Oh, I'm frozen. Here we go. Canadia Dry. God, I hope, again, sorry if I'm butchering your name. How long should I stay in my current job and what should I switch to eventually? I'm also a nurse, so we're getting a lot of nursey nurses. How long should I, that's a really good question. I don't feel like you should be leaving just yet. I actually feel like you will be led at the right time. Hang around there because I feel like your next opportunity is going to be something that falls into your lap. So in other words, hanging out where you are right now, this comes through someone else, someone either you know or have worked for in the past who knows your work ethic. So I feel like you're going to be brought on or into something else because I feel like you're being grabbed, kind of taken away. I don't think you're going to have to do the work of looking for another job if you stay where you are. I feel like you may be staying where you are for at least another year or two, but there's something about traveling. So I don't know if you've considered maybe being a traveling nurse or something about maybe being, there's a lot of hospitality places, maybe being a nurse in a hospitality place like a Club Med or Princess Cruise Lines. There's a connection to what you're doing and travel. So again, maybe somebody takes you and you go somewhere, you travel to someplace. I don't think now is the right time for you to leave. Of course, you ultimately have to do what you need to do and what feels right to you. I'm just merely giving you potentials and possibilities, right? All right, so there you go. Thank you so much for your question. Registered nurse, I'm assuming that's what RN Kara stands for. She says, oh, wow. Hi, Lucy. Okay, so Diana, is this a follow-up question? This looks like a total follow-up question. What is the best thing for me to invest in right now for my personal projects? So that means spending money. So if you're investing, it's typically you mean money. See, I'm still getting to using your voice. Now, for me earlier, it was showing up as voiceover work, okay? Which would entail you having to buy a microphone, but voiceover work these days is like super easy. Pandemic aside, you record everything at home anyways, through your laptop, through your computer, you run it through some easy sound system, and boom. I'm still biased towards the whole voiceover thing. So if you're talking about investing in personal projects, to me, it feels like some sort of system where you would be able to voice yourself or get your voice out. Now, that also could just be creating a YouTube channel, or it could be doing lives on Instagram. It's something about you having to express yourself in a creative way. Again, for me, I feel like there's a financial connection to voiceover work, but I'm not perfect and all-knowing, and Spirit speaks to me in metaphor. So I'm doing my best to like get as like succinct and specific as possible. I would say invest in anything right now, any tools or anything that would help you voice your opinion or take a stand in the world. Use your voice. All right, Diana, I hope that helps. You're welcome, R.N. Karen. Oh, hey, my sister's on here. I don't know if she's left, but hi, Leah. Justin, I'm struggling with myself, so I'm feeling like stagnating right now. Do you have any advice? Yeah, let me do this deck here. Let's see, what does Justin need right now, just so he can like not feel so stuck? And I'm really sorry that you're struggling. I just want you to know that even though it's really not comfortable, it's not in vain. You're just being pushed to, get through whatever it is that you need to get to, if that makes any sense. So let's see which direction or what you can do to help you get unstuck. Focus, my dear. You might just be too scattered with things, right? So if you're struggling with yourself, you probably, maybe, and I don't know for sure, because these are really quick, right? Fast and furious readings. If it was a private one-on-one reading, I'd be able to step really fully into your energy. But it might be that you have an idea for this, and you have an idea for this, and this you want to do by this day, and this you want to do, and you probably most likely have too much on your plate and you're not focusing. When we're like that, we're very scattered and we're very much outside of ourselves, looking for something outside of ourselves to fulfill us on the inside. For you, the key as of this conversation right now is to focus on one thing and do it really, really good. So maybe right now, if you're struggling with anxiety, I'm just saying example, okay? If you do have anxiety right now, your focus could be on releasing that excess energy that's been stagnant, collected, and pooled up through physical exercise. Just an example. So pick one thing and do it really, really good. You will start to notice yourself moving forward. All right? Hope that helps. You're welcome, AG. You've questioned the doctors a lot. Yeah. So, you can use that beautiful, wonderful, dynamic intuition of yours. Make sure that if you do have the surgery, that you feel really good about your doctor. I am no stranger to surgery. I've had, unfortunately, a very physical lifetime. I always make sure I am comfortable with my doctor, the surgeon, and the anesthesiologist. And I just had boob surgery like 2 months ago. So I am with you. Like, I have compassion for you. I know what it's like to have surgery. I know what it's like to be a patient. I know what it's like to be under anesthesia, the whole thing. So you really need to make sure that you trust your doctor. All right. My sister just said, Emma said, my niece, it's Auntie Tiwi. That's me. Okay, let's see here. Diana, I see that you have another question here, but I want to give some other people a chance to ask some questions, so I might come back to you if there's time, okay? Let's see here. Susan's giving me hugs. Thank you, Susan. Thank you. Scorpio Reading, hello. Angie Gillian, hello. Okay, Christina, my sister, so this is piggybacking, so this is just more information about the move and the career. So Christina's saying that my sister is moving back home with her family, so I now have to look for a place to live here in LA. My mom called me saying the other day that there's a salon for rent back home. I'm not sure what to do. Yeah, I got to tell you, it feels to me like you're not staying, which would suck ass for me personally, because who am I going to go to do my hair? I'm totally selfish. Totally selfish. You can't leave. But it does, look, it's as of this conversation, our choices and decisions create new timelines. Our choices and decisions help us jump to different dimensions, okay? So we can time travel. We complicate things. It's super, super easy. So as of this conversation, the timeline that I feel for you is that you don't stay here, which would break my heart, but that's a whole personal thing. So that's what it feels like. You got to get collected, collect yourself, get out of your head and into your heart. You will find out what you really need to do, and you can create and manifest it. In order for any type of manifestation, law of attraction, reality transurfing, whatever tool you're going to use, your brain and your heart have to be in coordination. So you have to get coherency in the brain and in the heart. The brain puts out the idea. What is it that you want to create? The heart magnetizes it to you, and it's all through vibration, which is emitted by your feelings. Your feelings create your emotion, which is energy and motion. So how you feel is how you are, is what you get. Okay, guys? So I hope that helps. Okay, hey, Ashley. Hey, Debbie. Okay, Ashley, any recommendations on how to expand the script for my first feature? Thank you. How do I expand it? Hold on. How do I expand it? There's something about you needing to get into your feminine energy with this. Hold on, Buttercup, because I feel like your approach to this has been very do. Create structure. It's got to be like this. Which was very masculine. Now it's time for you to receive information to flesh out. What I would do is get into your feminine energy, which is all about flow and creativity, right? I would definitely, if you haven't been meditating, you have to get into meditation. And I don't care how you do it, what you do, but meditation opens up your mind so that you can receive, so that little inner critic, that like little voice, or inside voice, tells us shit that's not even true. So you got to get access to that little voice, and for you it's about getting into your feminine energy. So I don't know right now the dynamics of what is going on in your relationship either, but there could be, I feel like there's a reflection in that too, like you might be doing too much, which is more masculine, initiating, providing structure, just being, and it's doing versus being. So for you, Ashley, what it feels like is that you should and of course you do what you want to do. I'm just giving you potentials and possibilities. I feel like you need to be in a place where you're receiving more, and also you could start out with the smallest little energetic exercise, which is when someone compliments you, you say thank you. You don't say yeah but, or oh this old thing, nah, right? So energetically, it's about receiving. So how you can start doing this to start getting into that energetic reception, because it's all about receiving, is when someone compliments you, say thank you. All right? I hope that helps. Daisy Girl, should I remodel my house or sell and move? Now is not the time to sell and move. I feel like within the next year would be. Right now, no. I feel like you should probably, there's somewhere between 3 and 6, the number 3 and 6. So that's anywhere from 3 to 6 weeks or 3 to 6 months, but it feels more like 6 months, okay? I feel like in 6 months is when you can, or within 6 months, or 6 months from now, okay? So there's something about 6 months. I feel like at that point, you can start looking. Now is not the time to look. There's something for you, not for everybody, okay? Daisy, I mean, I'm sorry you asked the question, so I'm giving you the answer. For you, it feels like right now is not the time. And again, I could be wrong. I'm not all-knowing, but this is what it feels like to me, okay? So 6 months is when you can start putting out your feelers, okay? I hope that helps. So for me, I feel like sell and move versus remodel. But you gotta do what feels right to you. Just because I say something doesn't mean it's right, right? You have your God-given gift of free will and choice, so please use it. Listen to what your body has to say about it, all right? Hey, Julissa. Hey, Carly. Hey, Becky. So nice to see you. Christina, yes, helps. Going to see you, going to text you later. Okay. You got it, girlfriend. Okay. Scorpio reading. Do you know if my manifestations will come to me, or what do I need to become better at manifesting? Okay, so I'm just going to say yes, it's going to come to you, because they do always come to us. It's just never in the timing that we want, right? So the way... in a nutshell, and it's really hard to do in like a really quickie exchange here, because we live in a dimension where there's time and space, the 3D physical reality. We are dealing with energy. Everything is made up of energy, okay? This box, energy. My sensation or feeling of abundance, energy, okay? It's just the slower a wave moves, the more it comes into form, into some sort of physical form. So the lower and slower you are vibrating, which shows up as low-level feelings, okay? Feelings that don't make you feel good. I'm trying to like really break this down, make it super easy. Feelings that don't feel good. It's gonna take you longer because you gotta drag your density, your physicality through space and time. Time is time is a creation, I guess we can say. Time is an effect. Time is an association. I don't really know how to say this, of consciousness, right? And so being human beings in physical reality, our consciousness states we have to go from here to here in order to get to here, right? And that's because we are 3D physical, slower moving vibrations. If we want to go from here to here, which is where you, I don't know if we can, okay, here, let's try this way. From here to here, which is where you want to go. You're here and you want to go here. You have to make sure you are in a vibrational frequency that can go, that supersedes time, right? Which means you have to change your consciousness and awareness. So you will always get what you manifest, or what you're trying to manifest, which is creation. You will always get it. It's just never in the time that you want it if you keep checking in on it and logging it and noticing that it's not here. We live, the 3D physical world consists of polarity and duality. So we are totally and completely aware when we have something and when we don't have something. And if there's something that we want but we don't yet have, we start to feel bad. So that takes us into lower frequencies, right? And so we've got to get beyond what we see in our physical eye. We've got to get beyond what our current experience is, which is not having what we want. So yes, you will get your manifestation. No, you will not get it as fast as you want if you don't change your consciousness to a higher vibrating frequency. Okay, that is something I can teach you. I do that through my coaching, but that's not something I can do in like a 1 session thing. I have a 12-week program that I do all that. So it takes time. So yes, but no. So what do you need to do to become better at manifesting? You have to change your consciousness and awareness to a frequency that will match what you want. All right, my friend? Great question. Thank you. Spencer, that's so accurate. His favorite color is green. That's funny. Oh, this is great, Spencer. You asked me, what should I get your brother as a freaking joke for his birthday? And I said, get him something green. And his favorite color is green. Boom. Thank you. Thank you for that validation. I hope you're having a great night. Okay, so let's see. Who else do we have here? Okay, Jess KRM. I'm moving back home to be closer to family, want to settle down. Is this the right time to go back to school? It's never a wrong time to go back to school. And I feel like actually it wouldn't be a bad time. There's something about 2 to 3 months. And I don't know if that's because you just need to settle or that's because the program is going to start. There's something about it being in 2 to 3 months. And because you will have that support, I feel like, yes, now is the time to go. There's also something about you doing field work too. I don't know if you understand that in regards to your school, but I feel like you'll be doing a lot of field work or getting in the trenches of whatever it is that you're going to be studying. So you will actually need that support. This feels like a very positive move for you. And I feel like it will be good, and you will have the familial support that you need. But there's something about 2 to 3 months. So you may not find the right program, or you need to settle in, or the program won't be available again in 2 to 3 months. Again, I could be wrong, but there's something about that. All right. I hope that helps. Okay. Tiny Tots, love catching you on a live. You're the best. No, you're the best. Thank you, Tiny Tots. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I know the feed is going slower than what's actually showing up. I don't know how to fix this on the Instagram, or it's my phone. I don't know. Justin, I already asked this. I already answered your question. Oh, Canada Dry said, oh my God, I was a travel nurse. And I said, maybe you want to be a travel nurse. Do you want to go back? Hope we can replay this letter later because I missed parts where it was frozen. I mean, I think it'll be in my live for like 24 hours, or in my stories for 24 hours. So you can probably go back and check that. I'll probably save this and post it to my YouTube. So you can probably check it on YouTube as well. AG, will I go back to work or stay on leave? That feels like it's up to you, actually. I feel like you don't want to go back to work. I feel like you don't want to go back to work. I could be wrong. There's something about you not wanting to change what you're enjoying right now. So that's why it feels more like it's a choice. Now, whether you go back to the same place, that feels like a whole different story to me. But I feel like you don't want to, like, you're like, no. Now, I hope, look, I'm not saying this is gonna happen, but something like this happened to me when I had my jaw reconstructive surgery. I did have to take disability for like 6 months or something. I studied hypnosis and became certified as a hypnotherapist. This was back in 1999. Yes, I'm an old lady. And I went back to work, and I was laid off 2 weeks later. So I don't know if that's a potential or possibility, but that came to my mind. So I just want you to know that, like, heads up, Buttercup, that if you go to the same job, there is a possibility of being let go, or there's something about let go, unless you were there and then you got let go. But it sounds like you're on a leave, so it's like you had some sort of choice or control in it. So I feel like you just don't want to, though. So that's really where I'm like, this is your choice. I hope that helps. Mary Grace, I saw 2 big black feathers in my garden today. Does this mean anything? Yes, it does. Well, look, somebody who doesn't believe in this shit's gonna say, no, they're just 2 big black feathers. I am of the belief system where feathers are a way of the spirit world connecting. Now, also, I've been seeing crows a lot. So it could be that there was a crow somewhere nearby. Crows represent messages. So I do feel like there may be something coming in, or you might be hearing something about one of your loved ones who has crossed over, or maybe you're starting to be guided. Pay attention to your dreams, pay attention to anything that just stands out to you, because I do feel it is a type of communication. Typically, it does mean spirit is around. That is one of the signs. Feathers, coins, pebbles, and butterflies. Hope that helps. Whoa, I am like, come on, there we go, Spencer. What do you think I should do as a career? Well, you know, that's a pretty vague question, right? I'm gonna give you a vague answer. Something you enjoy doing. Sorry, I don't have time to like really go deep into questions unless they're very specific on these lives, all right? Kelly Smith. Hi, Kelly. My friend's husband died last year, and we are doing a virtual dinner with her tonight. That's so nice. What can we... No. Oh, technology. Come on, go away. Shoot. Sorry, Kelly. I'll be with you in just a second. Here we go. My friend's husband died. I don't know how to get this screen off. Hold on. There we go. What can we do during this Zoom dinner to help her ease her grief? His name is Tyrone. Well, I mean, really the only thing you can do is just be there for her. I mean, it's a grief and a loss process. She just lost her husband. When was this? Last year. So, to me, that's still really new. What can we do to help her ease her grief? I mean, I would, you got to know how she is. Who is she as a person? Because you can't just say, hey, let's just share really great memories of him. I mean, you have to know who she is as a person. I would hope that you would know her well enough so that you would know how to console her. Are there going to be people on the Zoom who like don't know her that well? I mean, if you're talking anything metaphysical, I mean, there's really not much you can do other than just hold space for her and just know her that, just let her know that you're there for her. You know, if it were me, I'd probably do a seance, but I'm not going to this, and that's a whole other story. So I would just really just be there for your friend. That's what I would do, because there's nothing really metaphysical you can really do other than hold her energy. And if she cries, allow her to cry, because that is a release. I mean, I don't know much about her. You know, has she been accumulating this energy of grief and loss? Is she actually okay? So there's just a lot to consider. I hope that helps. Kotamet. Okay. Hi, Terry. Thank you for sharing Spirit's message every week. You're very welcome. I really enjoying being home and ideally would love to work from home. Is this a possibility in the future? So for everybody, it is like now a new reality that, oh my God, we actually can. And I do feel, generally speaking, businesses are going to go more remote. Now it's going to take, this whole process will probably take, a few years. I don't feel like at the very beginning you may be doing that. But I feel like it's not unreasonable that that's going to be happening. As a matter of fact, I feel like big companies will have like satellite offices. So it's almost like I see you working from a satellite office. I don't feel like it might be the case with the company that you're currently at. So when you're asking, is it a possibility in the future? Abso-fucking-lutely. And that's pretty much everybody or anybody. It's like systems are being destroyed right now. And everything is being rebuilt. We're literally building a new world, and remote work is definitely going to be one of those benefits that are going to be offered to people. That's not to say that people may not still be going into the office maybe a few times a week. But I feel like, in terms of like big corporate America, there are going to be lots of changes within. It's going to be like a good 10-year period, but probably within the next 3 years, we're going to start seeing a lot of change. So yes, the possibility is there for you. Okay. Where can you see, Diana wants to know where we can see the replay of this later. Well, it'll be here on Instagram. I think if you just go to my stories, it should show up there, but I'm also going to post this within the next couple days on YouTube. So on my YouTube channel, I have a YouTube channel. I don't know if you know that, but I do. So it should be there too. Justin says, thank you so much. Your advice helps. I'm so happy to hear that. It's either Eli or Ellie. Hi. What are some things I can do to help figure out what my spiritual gifts are? Ooh, I like this. Well, what I would do if I were you is I would start to consider how I receive information and how I communicate with people in your regular everyday life. So are you more of a visual person where maybe when you learn, you have to read information? Are you more auditory? Is it easier for you to retain or learn from like a book on like an audio book? Are you an experiential learner? So we have 6 senses. Well, in terms of this, it would be 5 for you to know like how to figure out what your spiritual gifts are. But the first thing you want to do is how is it that you communicate and how you're receiving the information. Once you know that, then you'll be able to make more of a distinction of what your spiritual gifts are. I can tell you every human being has an intuition. So just being able to intuit information, which is read information off of energy waves, everybody and anybody can do. You do have to get yourself to a place where you're out of your head and you're in your heart. So there is that. But to like figure out what your spiritual gifts are, the first step is how do you primarily communicate with the spirit world, right? So that's what I would do first. From there, then you can, do some like intuitive exercises or, play intuitive games. I do all that in my coaching program. So if that's something you're interested in, we could, work offline here. But again, it's something that you're gonna have to figure out over time. It's not just like a one and done. But first, if I were you, I would figure out, how do you primarily communicate? All right, I hope that helps. Hi, Maddie Jane. Hey, D-Cell TL. Amber, I'm feeling stuck in my career. Any advice? Okay, that's a pretty general question. So the advice is going to be very general. I'm looking for specific questions. How do you're feeling stuck in your career? I would look into what you can do as a hobby and raise that part of yourself. And then from there, you sort of untangle and unravel whatever work is going on in your head. So for you, my dear Amber 22 Nicole, look into a hobby and get one if you don't have one, or start upping or getting more involved in your hobby. And then you'll start to feel more unstuck in your career because you'll start to unravel the knots that you're starting to feel. It's a very, very general, vague question. So it's something I'd have to get into your energy for or with one-on-one in a private reading to really answer that. So hopefully that helps. Hi, Living Like Mary and Serena and Katie and Polly Family Life and Julissa. Hi, Terry. Moving or back to school? What's the priority at this time? When you mean back to school, do you mean going back to study? Because if that's the case, I feel like if you were going to study, I feel like that can come a little bit later. It does feel like moving is more of a priority. But if you're talking about going back to school to teach, I feel like because there's money involved, that would be better for you. I feel like you should be working more than studying right now. So I don't know if that helps, but to me, that's what's coming through. Whatever you're going to have more of an income source of versus going out. I hope that makes sense. Diana says, so glad you're doing these live stream readings again. Misty, oh, thank you. That's so sweet. Marianne Grace, should I change my career? That's going to be a yes or no. That's a really general question. I think you already know that answer or you wouldn't be asking. So I need a more specific question just for time-wise to help all these people who are writing in more specific. So if you have a more specific question, I'd be happy to answer it more specifically. Otherwise, should you change your career? That's up to you, all right? Daisy Girl, perfect. That's exactly how I've been feeling, have been questioning myself. Everybody has the answer. Trust me, you guys are way better at this than you think you are. Amber says, this is so neat. Thank you for taking your time to do this. You're very welcome. Hey, Zoki. Hey, Scorpio Reading. She says, thank you so much for taking the time to explain it to me. I'll work on keeping my high vibe too. Atta girl. You got this. Katie, hi, Terry. Great to see your face. I've had such a hard time focusing lately. Any chance the brain will clear up? Well, there's a lot of astro weather going on with the planet Neptune, by the way, which makes us FOGGY, foggy. So as soon as we clear that shit out, the rest of 2020 is going to be a bit challenging, you guys. I'm not going to bullshit you and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. There's astrological weather. Right now we have 4 or 5 planets that are retrograde, and Mercury is up to bat soon. We start eclipse season starting tomorrow, or at least the new moon sets off eclipse season. So there's a lot of stuff that's going to be revealed still for us. There's a lot of karmic cleansing that we're doing. So the fogginess that you're really feeling and the focusing is just you being broken apart so that you can be put back together again. So the brain will clear up when you start clearing up. Now, what I mean by that is you actually have more control over this than you may believe. It's time for you to really start. It's the cockatoo screaming. It's time for you to really start. I gave that advice. I can't remember who I gave it to earlier. I'm so sorry. I channel this stuff, so it just goes right through me. To focus on one thing and do it really, really good. Because again, you're a person similar energy where I just feel like there's a lot going on. There's this, there's that, there's this, there's this. Focus on one thing. Pick one thing out of all the things and do it really good, and you will start to notice your brain clearing up. But in terms of like, there's a lot going on energetically. So the other thing I would say is get yourself in alignment. Get yourself in energetic alignment to the best that you can. Because believe it or not, we can avoid reality by looking past it and not believing what we're actually seeing. And again, like I was telling, gosh, I can't remember. I think it was Amber. I can't remember. We just have to go past what we think is happening and get ourselves vibrating at a higher level. So I hope that helps. I know that that's convoluted and I know it's complicated, but you know, it's just, it's a time issue that it's hard to go into it right now, but focus on one thing. That's the advice that I feel like you need to know out of everything is focus on one thing and do it really, really good. So I'm just going to be taking a couple more questions, you guys. Spencer says, by the way, you are so sweet and have the best energy. Keep doing what you are doing. Oh, stop, Spencer, stop. No, don't stop. Don't. I'm a Leo. Bring it. Thank you, Spencer. I really do appreciate that. It's a very kind compliment, and I don't take it lightly, and thank you. I appreciate it. Let's see here. AG, you are so right. I really don't want to go back to that company. I know. You got this. You got this. Oh my God, I meant Terry. Autocorrect. Katie says autocorrect. That's cool. I don't even remember what that's about, so you're fine. Diana says, me too. Crow sightings everywhere. Yeah, they have a lot to say. Listen, the first thing that comes into your mind when you're like, what could a crow possibly tell me? The first thing, that first inclination, go with it. Just trust it, you guys. What do you have to lose? Just trust it. Play a game. What does that crow have to say to me? I don't know. AG, I think I'll start looking for a different job before I have to go back to work. There you go. That'll work. Marianne Gray says, that's so interesting. Thank you. You're welcome. Hey, Mary Gare in the dream. Spencer. Here we go. I've been getting into all the spiritual stuff. Which one of my chakras do you think is strong versus weak? And do you think I have any psychic abilities? Well, I'd have to do like a whole energy look at and like kind of like ask you, you know, probably personal questions, and I don't have the time to do that. But psychic abilities, everybody does. So the answer is yes. Everybody has the ability and is psychic. Everybody is. It's just a matter of developing it, and it just takes practice. And because we live in the third dimension, it takes time. But yes, you do have psychic abilities. Just start making guesses about shit and then see if they come out right. And you'll probably notice that most of the time you're actually right. Okay, I hope that helps. Hey, Kelly, it's a heart. Shay Sparks, what is your best advice? I'm just starting shadow work now. Oh, Shay Sparks, I'm so proud of you. Okay, so I just had to have a moment with you because I so respect you, because shadow work is not easy. So what is the best advice? My best advice is to be kind to yourself and to be compassionate to yourself as you go through this journey. Speak to yourself the way you would speak to somebody else, because I guarantee you, as you learn more and you go deep and you do this deep dive, there are going to be parts of yourself that are being revealed that are going to not be very pretty. So how would you talk to somebody? Would you say, you're a piece of shit because you did this, that, and the other thing? No. Oh, you're an idiot? Oh, look at you, you dumbass. No. So the best advice that I can give you while doing your shadow work is just to be kind and compassionate to yourself. Take your time. There's no rush. Take your time. And just surrender and lean into it, because it will actually go faster. All right? You have my utmost adoration, and I am very inspired by you right now. So thank you for sharing that with me, and I wish you all the best. And I just want you to know you have somebody cheering you on right here as you go through the process. All right? So keep on trucking. I'm sure you're doing great, and I'm already like really proud of you. So you're wonderful. Cool. I'm going to take one more question here. Here's just a comment. Amber says, thank you to elaborate. I'm a lab scientist, and it is safe but I'm not happy. I tried a sewing business, but it's failed. I honestly just want to stay home with my kids. So stay home with your kids. You know what to do. You know what to do. You got to just trust yourself, girlfriend. Trust yourself. Jalissa says, I'm spot on. Thank you. You're welcome. Always love your readings. You're very, very welcome. Oh, thank you, Diana. Let's see. Is there one more question? Diana wants to know what's going on with Mama Terry's hand, sending you love. So I was doing some creation manifestation work about 5 months ago. And part of my process was I had to write down a phrase, or is more like a paragraph for me as part of, again, it's a whole process that I do. I had to write it down 90 times, 90 times. And it activated my tendonitis. And I've been very stubborn about getting it fixed or getting some of the pain alleviated. And here I am shuffling cards and doing the whole thing. And so I finally went to the chiropractor yesterday, and I got laser therapy and I got ultrasound, and I'm in a brace, and I have to be really religious about the brace. I haven't been, so that's what's going on with Mama Terry's hand. Thank you for asking. You're thank you for sending love too. I really appreciate it. Okay. Oh, Justin's like, it was me with the focus advice. All right. Well, you and Katie, how's that? AG says, thank you, Terry. I love your lives as well and your regular check-ins on Instagram. I love how straightforward you are. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm just transparent. I personally don't want to be bullshitted. That's a word, bullshitted. It is now. So I don't want to bullshit. I don't like it. I'm a truth seeker and I'm a truth speaker. And sometimes that means I piss off people, but that's okay. I'm all about repair too. So if I fuck up, I fuck up. I'll clean up my mess. But thank you for acknowledging that. I really appreciate it. So many compliments. Here's the last one. This is the last question. Am I meant to be a medium? Okay. All right. That's by the Healing Mama. So ironically, I just recorded a video the other day on the difference between mediumship and psychism. I haven't posted it yet because I'm trying to accumulate and then go through. And you guys know that some days there are bedhead readings, right? Like today was a bedhead reading. And I'm also doing a series about getting into energetic and chakra alignment. So there's timing for everything. So first of all, the Healing Mama, you are very much in alignment and very psychic, because within the next week or so, there should be a video coming out between the difference between psychism and mediumisticness. But when you're asking if am I meant to be a medium, not everybody is a medium. Everybody is a psychic or has psychic tendencies or can develop their psychism, but not everybody is a medium, okay? The quick difference between mediumship and psychism is when you're dealing with psychicness, you're dealing with someone, first of all, who is alive, and you are getting into their electromagnetic field. You can call it an aura if you want, and you can still get information about people's loved ones who've crossed over. However, it's not a true, authentic mediumistic connection, and what that is when you are speaking directly to a spirit. So you're not talking to them or to the spirit through their loved one. You're actually talking to the spirit. So what you're doing is you are getting their perception, their point of view, their perspective, and their experiences. So you may not have shared that information with them. You may not have shared that experience with them, right? But they'll be able to tell you that information and you just may not know. So yes, everybody is psychic, has an intuition, can develop it, but no, not everyone is a medium. So I don't know how to answer your question. Am I meant to be a medium? I don't know how to answer that. So I don't want to say something that you want to hear. I just don't feel like that's right. If you have mediumistic tendencies or you've had mediumistic experiences, well then for crying out loud, you're probably a medium. But it's kind of an interesting way you worded that. Am I meant to be a medium? So I really don't know how to answer that. You guys, thank you so much for joining me on this live. I think the next live that I do with any type of card reading, let's say, will probably be on Facebook. So please feel free to follow me on Facebook. I promise to always post whatever I record onto YouTube in case for some reason it gets discarded, distorted, or whatever. But I think if you want to watch this again, you can on my Instagram stories. And also just know that a lot of the information that I shared with other people can actually be applied to you. So if you had a similar question or the same question and I didn't get to your question, listen to what their answer was, because it could very well be a message that can be directly associated or given to you as well. You guys, thank you so much. What am I always saying to you guys? Stay connected, yes? Stay connected to your friends and family. Stay connected to yourself. And of course, stay connected to me. I appreciate you so much. You have no idea. You guys have no idea how much I love you. Thank you so much. And I'll see ya on the flip side.